skills. We help them get back on their feet again. So we have done that before the recovery money came in. We will do it afterward. But
where does your money come from to run the organization, to provide support for the homeless?
We get federal money from HUD, we get county money, we get United Way money, we do fundraisers like Words About Home, we do a walk-a-thon in the spring, we raise money that way. I have a wonderful development director who writes grants, we get foundation money, we get money from wherever we can.
So you're sort of an independent operation that is between the homeless and these funding sources.
You know, we're called the safety net.
Right.
And I think that's what we are. But for the fact of our services, these people would continue to be on the street.
Why isn't this done by the government itself rather than by
because they don't have the money.
Independent agencies.
I think, and this is my personal opinion, I don't want the government doing it, really. If they did, the cost would be so prohibitive to the taxpayers that nothing would ever get done. We're having a hard enough time now with a political will to do the little bit that government does do and provide for. But I don't think it should be all the government. I think the government should be a partner. It should be a collaboration between public and private, that the burden shouldn't be on one person's shoulders.
Why don't you just give the homeless person a voucher and say, here, this amount of money is for you, go out and get yourself some housing that you like.
And for some, that would work. But there are many people who become homeless because they have mental health issues, substance abuse issues. If you're a single parent with no education, you're not the best candidate for a good paying job. These folks need work. We need to help build their skills. Somewhere along the line, they've missed that, and we need to help provide that. Some people, all they do need is a voucher and a little bit of help to get on their feet, but the majority are homeless because of multiple reasons.
If a person has a serious mental problem, where are the families in this network? Why aren't they taking care of their own?
Well, they do, but I don't think an adult child should be taken care of by adult parents. They need to be taught to be independent. And some families just don't have the financial resources to take care of their children. I think to the extent that we deinstitutionalize folks who don't need to be in an institution, that we teach them to be empowered and independent and supported depending on what their needs are, whether mental health or substance abuse.
Well, we said that these people who are institutionalized, starting back with Jack Kennedy, because of his own experience with his sister, that these people really should be deinstitutionalized.
Yes.
And so the community would take care of them. And so we closed down these institutions.
Yeah.
And that was considered a great humane reform. And the people were thrown out on the streets and the communities didn't do anything, and still don't do anything.
Well, and again, this is my bias against government. They don't know how to do long-term planning. They thought of a good idea to deinstitutionalize. I think everybody thought that was a good idea because a lot of people were thrown into institutions who should not have been there. However, the missing link was doing discharge planning, assuring that services existed within the community, and then supporting those services with financial resources, human resources, to assure that when someone came out of an institution, whether it's a prison, a jail, a mental institution, a substance abuse treatment facility, whatever it would be, that there would be services.
How much, you know, as you sit down every year, like all of us do, and decide you have to put together a budget, you have to figure out what your priorities are, where you're going. Where are you going in the next couple of years? We're
going to be buying property, buying it down, and providing affordable, really affordable housing, rental housing, for people at 30% of the median income.
So 30% of the median income
That means real low income.
is, what's the median income in this country, $35,000?
Well, in Middlesex County, it's 65,000.
It's 65,000.
Yes.
Okay, so a third of that would be
30. A third of that, no, that would
20.
be half. I'm not good at math at this hour.
20,000.
But actually, I'm talking
Is
really
that the price
below
of the
that.
house? It'd be
No,
20?
no. I want to be able to provide rentals at $400 a month, $500.
So basically
Right.
using a sliding scale to see
Right.
how much a person has
Right.
to take out of their paycheck
Right.
in order to pay for rent.
What I would like to do is only charge somebody 30% of their income and find the reason to buy it down is so that I don't carry a debt equity and that I can find some way to underwrite the cost of the rent.
What are the roles of religious institutions?
They're very supportive. They provide roving shelters. The Interfaith Hospitality Network is all over. And so they at least get people off the street, especially in the winter.
So roving means one day I'm at the Episcopal Church, one
Exactly.
day I'm at the Catholic Church,
Right.
one day I'm at the synagogue.
Right. That's exactly what it is.
Boy, that's a really minimal commitment compared to the Sermon on the Mount, isn't it?
Big difference. But that's why we've developed the 10-year plan to end homelessness. That's managing them. We want to prevent them from getting to that place.
Now, suppose you're in a situation where you've tried all you can. You've tried to find people places to stay, and they're there for a couple of nights and they're vanished, and you see them out on the streets under the highway overpass. What do you do in that situation? How do you deal with their needs?
Well, we do have a...
They're the most acute cases
Right.
you have.
Those are what we call the chronically homeless. Those are the ones who usually have severe mental health or substance abuse issues. And there is a referral network. We would call our homeless hotline. There would be a case manager that would go out that would meet them wherever they are, if it's under the bridge, in a car, wherever. And we would do some assessment. We would get them off the street. We would get them into a shelter temporarily. And then the plan is to rapidly rehouse them.
You ever get tired?
Do I get tired? Yes. I'm getting tired more than I'm getting older.
You get demoralized.
No. If I did, I couldn't do this job.
Very good. We're delighted to have the opportunity today to talk about the problems of the homeless with Andrea. Andrea has really dedicated her life to this cause, and we're pleased to look at just some of the aspects of it. I don't think we've covered it all, and to talk about a little bit about public policy. Andrea, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Michael Rickards for the Hall Institute of Public Policy.